All right, now before you begin on display, okay, we want to talk about a few things before we get started. Now, you've already determined that you're ready for display, okay? So now we're going to talk about some important points you need to understand before you get started building your first campaigns, okay? As I said, display is totally different than search. There's a lot less tweaking and changing, okay? There's going to be a lot of making changes and then letting it sit for a while and seeing how things are affected over the long haul, because it's just such a large network that it takes time for things to settle down to see how the changes affect the progress, okay? And it also takes longer to see the results of changes. It's not just waiting a day. You could be waiting a week, or, matter of fact, you could go days or even weeks waiting for results of changes. So it's just the nature of the beast, okay? But the one thing to think about with display is, with search campaigns, you typically build out these massive, massive campaigns. And then you're constantly going in and you're picking and plucking the good stuff and starting a new campaign and pausing stuff very frequently and just constantly making changes and adjustments on thousands of ad groups, right? However, on display, sometimes less is more. As a matter of fact, most of the time, less is more. Because a lot of times you don't want 1,000 or 2,000 ads for Google to run through to make its optimization decisions, okay? So instead of hundreds of ad groups, you may have just 4 or 5. As a matter of fact, I've seen some ad groups spend $10,000, $20,000 a day, just like one ad group, okay? So it really does, let's put it this way, you have to have a whole different range in mind of thinking when you go into display than in search, okay? Because Google is in total control on display, and all we have to do is just do our best to change the direction of the sales, okay? And when I say sales, I mean like a boat sale, right? So we need to definitely monitor, make changes, and then monitor again, and try to direct Google where we want them to go, okay? But it doesn't mean we can't limit our losses when we first launch, okay? We can limit our losses when we first launch. So we're going to talk about that right now.